Friends, in this video for I Thought Wealth, I'm going to talk to you the topic DIY and big mistakes. Being a do-it-yourself investor is not uncommon. I myself have been one and have continued to be a person who does it myself. Being a DIY investor comes with enormous responsibility. You take ownership for everything. The decision, the execution, the review, the monitoring and the liquidation. The entire investment process has to be owned by you. What I have noticed about DIY investors who came and left is what is the crux of this video. In every market cycle, the number of investors coming into the market as DIY investors is growing exponentially, and it will continue to do so. That's good news, right? But it's important that these investors stay. It's very important that investors don't leave the market. So, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why DIY investors leave the markets, why they quit investing, and what causes them to do so. The first point that makes most do-it-yourself investors quit the market is preferring trading over investing. Most investors want to do only option trading today. In earlier times, they used to just buy and sell within the same day, what you call as intraday. Then you also have people who buy today and sell tomorrow, which you call as the BTST. Whatever we call trading or whatever form of trading people prefer, I have a very simple observation to make. Most of the people lose money in trading and they leave the markets. Usually this cycle is not more than 2 years. That is, a new investor who comes to the market to do it himself doesn't last more than 2 years if he takes to trading. His capital gets eroded and his family and the people who care about him tell him, enough, stop this. So preferring trading over investing is one important reason why do-it-yourself investors quit investing. The second important reason why DIY investors quit investing is they play the IPO lottery. Everybody wants to subscribe to an IPO and sell on listing, and they believe that this lottery will make them rich. Imagine how many people can actually say that I participate regularly in lotteries and I consistently become rich. It doesn't happen, right? Maybe once in a lifetime you'll be lucky to win a big prize. But the person who wins that lottery prize is 1 in a million and all the others end up losing money. The IPO lottery is a place where most people lose money and few people gain. The people who gain are those who catch just those few issues which are successful, and the people who lose are those who try very hard to get rich through IPOs and they fail. The loss which IPO investing leaves in the books of DIY investors is significant. Imagine you bought Paytm in its IPO, you have lost a lot of money. Imagine you bought Car Trade, your losses are high. Now, even Nykaa is a loss-making proposition. Assume you bought Zomato, you're still not doing great. And this is true of almost every single IPO where people get a lot of allotment. And the IPOs which do well are generally not noticed and most people don't get allotment. So, those who prefer IPOs end up getting allotment in all the wrong companies despite participating in all the IPOs. And they end up making losses. When they make losses even in IPO, it's natural for those who care about them to tell them, what the hell are you doing? Why do you need to do this? And the next advice would be to stop investing itself. This doesn't suit you. Go to put your money in a bank FD or something safe. Avoid it. So people leave. That's the second case why DIY investors leave the markets. Then there's the third case. The third case is the most important thing. Every investor will have fair share of winners. Even a DIY investor will have some great winners in his portfolio, even if he has a lot of losers. What most investors do is they sell their winners and keep their losers. They remain in hope, waiting that someday the loss-making investment will recoup capital. On the other hand, the shares they sold tend to keep rising after that. So, they are holding on to companies which do nothing for them, and they have sold the companies which were the better choices. So, most DIY investors sell their winners and cling to their losers. So, these three important mistakes are what make most DIY investors leave the markets. Let me summarize these 3 points again. Most DIY investors prefer trading over investing. Most DIY investors participate blindly in IPO lotteries. And last, most DIY investors sell their winners and cling on to their losers. These 3 mistakes are what makes DIY investors quit investing itself. I hope it doesn't happen to all of you who have watched this video and you learn from the mistakes of others. Thank you for watching this video.